Seems like an age since I've done a video on this. Like New York, right? The water towers on top of the buildings, they've got to be inspected, yeah, so the water can flow. And in Power BI, Dataflows. Alright, lads and lasses, welcome along. Weekend work, yeah? Dataflows. What does that mean? And how do we actually start to create them? How does it all work? How about we cut on our into Excel, have a look, picking up from where we've done the last couple of weeks, data in Excel, and then bring that through into a Power BI data flow. Champion. So here we are, over in Excel. What we've got to do is we've got to go into the data tab. From data, we'll get data from web this time. And you'll find the link down below that you need to paste in if you're going to follow along. Paste that in and click OK. So it's going to go away and it's going to discover that CSV file on the web. Give us a nice preview of it. We're going to click Transform Data. So now we've done our base import. The next thing we need to start doing is thinking through any changes that we need to make to the data. So let's throw in quickly this time the date change that we've done in the past so many times now. Split it into 3 columns, make sure the columns are all text, and then we're going to add a custom column at the end, aren't we? And this is going to be date.from.text, yeah? And then we're going to build that up with column 2, column 1, and then column 3. We've now got our date set up. So now we've got our basic table, yeah? And we can imagine from our basic table, we've been able to build a nice pivot table to get us started, right? But our boss is saying, oh, I need to see more information. I need more. So I'm going to have to bring it out into Power BI. So I'm thinking, wait, I'm going to put it into a Power BI data flow. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up queries and connections and copy my query. Then I'm going to go into the web and I'm going to create a new data flow wherever I need it. I'm going to define a new flow. I'm going to create a new blank table, right? And we're just going to click next on this because we don't need to use it. And now when I've got my queries out, I can right click there and I can try and paste it. But it doesn't work, does it? You've got to use Control V. So I've now pasted in my query. We can see it hasn't brought through the connection information. So you've always got to put that in again. And that makes sense if you think about it, right? So I've connected that anonymously to it and you can see, wow, I've got my data there. All the steps are there as well, already on the right-hand side. I just need to delete the original temporary table that we created. Now got that. I can start to reference it to build more data sets, or build more tables. So let's get the building one first, yeah? Because we've got the building ID, that's bin number first, and then the other address information. So let's take that and remove all the other columns. So right click, remove the other columns, and then let's get the distinct values for the ID. So remove duplicates. So I've now got like a building or a water tower kind of table. Next, let's put in the inspections. So what we can do is we'll scan through, call it inspections, and basically we're going to remove everything apart from the ID from that building side of it. And you can imagine we could go on and we could do a lot more. Dataset 4 is where we explored this in the past. So you can go back, watch the Dataset 4 videos if you want, go through in detail some of the stuff we can do to change and tweak this dataset and make it work a bit better. You know, this is going to be our kind of 2.0, isn't it? So we've now brought through a data flow. We've got 2 tables in it and a reference table, like base table that I often use. I'm going to save and close. It's going to validate the queries. Now, at this point, all we've done is create a script to ingest data. We haven't actually ingested or brought through any data. So the data flow is a recipe, as it were, but without like the ingredients or the pie at the end. Yeah. We've kind of got the ingredients are still in the shop. Do you know what I mean? So let's put in the name of it. Well, New York Water Inspections data set. Give it a description if you want. It's useful to do that because people are going to see it when they come and look in Power BI Desktop and browse the data flows. It's going to help people to understand actually what that data flow is and what it relates to. And this is where you have to remember to hit refresh now. So hit refresh now, and it's now going to actually enact that recipe. So while it's building for the first time, one of the things you can do is to actually head off into the settings and actually set up that refresh schedule for it. So to do that, go over to your settings, keep it in a schedule. This one I've just picked weekly, 3 a.m. on a Sunday. Seems reasonable, doesn't it? We can see from the refresh schedule, the refresh history, how it's progressing, and it's now completed. So how do we bring it into Power BI Desktop? We're going to get data, of course, and under Power BI, you'll find Power BI Dataflows. Pick that, and it's going to open up the ones you've got access to. So this is a key thing. If people haven't got access to the data flow, to the workspace that the data flows are in, they won't be able to open it up. Right? But that's all the access they need. And we can see here, we've actually still got the 3 temporary columns in. So we need to remove those. So if we go back to the data flow, we can edit the data flow. We can then go back to our base column, so the main basic table that we've used as a reference for everything else, and just remove those columns, save and close it. Remember to refresh it, because whenever you make changes like that, it actually blitzes all the data that you've got for it. So you need to refresh that, and then that's going to rebuild, and we'll see when we go back into a Power BI desktop file that they've now been removed. So what have you reckon then, eh? I mean, data flows have got a lot going on for them, haven't they? Yeah. And Microsoft kind of positions them as a data warehouse light, almost way of doing things. So there's a lot of power there. There's a lot of interoperability in that you can share the data sets that are there from data flows. As you move into enterprise level with your full Power BI Premium, you can actually start to have data flows fully feeding other data flows and have real packages of work being built from various data flows. So they are a very powerful, useful tool. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Don't forget, like and subscribe again down below. And join us on the super user community to really find out more and start hearing other people's voices and seeing how they're using data flows to get the most out of their business. So take care, stay safe, ta-da.